Good afternoon, family, and welcome back to another episode of GodSpeed, where we provide you a weekly market overview for the Lexus LC500. Lots of exciting deals on the market this week, but I've narrowed down my favorite three to a pretty unique grouping of options that I cannot wait to present to you this evening. We have a $51,000 2018 performance package. We have a $59,000 2018 that's L certified. And we have a tastefully modded 2018, which is also L certified and is primed for a $61,000 negotiation. All right, family, let's get into tonight's episode. But before we do, I greatly appreciate your continued support. Please do subscribe to the channel. Let's go. Got a lot of exciting options this week. Let's go ahead and jump into our very first one. Family, we got this beautiful 2018. Obviously, this one's in the exterior ultra white, right? This one is a performance package. We've got, the amazing 21-inch wheels on there. We can see the retractable spoiler sneaking out right there. I love the fact that we got the aftermarket tint on this one. I really do. I'll tell you what, I'm starting to really like these retractable spoilers. Especially, I've seen a couple people doing some things. There's some spacers that you can put on these guys, or extenders, right, that just give a little bit more height to the spoiler. And then I've seen folks actually do like either a carbon fiber wrap. What I would love is, it would be really nice to see one of these aftermarket companies actually do a carbon fiber overlay just for that spoiler piece, right? That would be really sexy, because then I think you'd get kind of like that racing wing on the back, especially when you add the extenders, right? But even if you do a vinyl wrap, whether you go a gloss black or whether you do a carbon fiber, I've seen some really nice options with these guys, right? And I think it'll play very well with this tuxedo white black setup here, right? The wheels look exceptional on this one. I mean, I'm telling you, man, whoever designed these wheels, gosh, I think they hit it out of the park. Got a beautiful exterior shot right there. Again, nothing to be concerned about on this one, with the exception of this little piece down here, guys. Traditionally, I'm thinking that might be like a little bit of dirt or grime, but I'm seeing a little bit of slight pull down right there. So, always make sure you take a look at these vehicles. Traditionally, that back piece right there from the factory has a little bit of protection on it, but always take a closer look. Just always like to point out some of those aspects that I feel you want to look at if you do go take a look at this one, right? But other than that, right, the car is showing well, right? We've got a black interior on this one, right? Like we mentioned, this is the performance package, so you're going to get the sport seats, the Alcantara inserts. You're also going to get the limited slip differential. You're going to get the rear steering. You're going to get the carbon fiber seals. Now, this one's got 74,396 miles on it, okay? Let me get through a couple more pictures here. Of course, this one's got the carbon fiber top, family, so we don't have a glass top on this one to slide back. Hard to tell if this one has Apple CarPlay already done to it, but like I mentioned before, that's about a $200 upgrade. There's those carbon fiber seals. I really do like this white black combo. I won't lie. I think it sets up for a really stealthy, sexy build. Looks really good. I don't see a lot of wear and tear on this one, right? Let me go back to the front. That leather does not look bad at all. So let's take a quick look at the deets on this one, right, guys? So we got a 2018, 73,000 miles, right? I'm gonna come back to that price because I think it requires just a little bit of discussion, right? 0 accidents and 3 previous owners, right? For an amazing price of $51,950. Now, why did I select this one for this week? Well, number one, right, we keep talking about how prices just constantly are on this seesaw, right? We seeing some prices that are elevated, and then of course we're seeing some great opportunities on some select few vehicles. But for a month there or so, we kind of got away from those $49,000, $51,000 opportunities, and a few of us have been kind of talking them up in some conversations. And guess what, guys? I'm putting this one in front of us because this one actually looks to be a really legit low $50,000 option, right? The miles are a little bit high, obviously at 73,000. But again, guys, when we start to talk about, hey, listen, this vehicle is 6 years old. You know, if they put 12,000 miles on, if they put 6,000 miles, that's 60. If they, yeah, sorry, if they put 10,000 miles a year, that's 60,000 miles, right? If they put 12,000, right, you're right at 72. So I mean 70,000. So for this one to have 73,000, to me it just seems like somebody absolutely enjoyed it, drove it. It's been at this dealership for 6 days. I will say this right here, guys. You know, because this one, we just don't see a lot of low $50,000 options, and this one doesn't have any accidents. Unless you guys get out here, take it to the dealership, and they come up with something that's like, you know, outrageous, I don't anticipate this one being on the market for that long, right? I mean, it's getting warm. Summer's definitely here. And I feel like, you know what, for those who it's their time to enjoy this purchase, I think this one's going to present itself as a really, really good option, okay? $51,950 for a 2018, you know, kind of like a year one best option, not the Inspiration Series. I don't want to confuse it with that, but the performance package, right? You got every option possible in 18 when this rolled off the assembly line for the first time. I think you got a killer combo, right? For those of you guys who don't like the aftermarket mods, right? Nothing's been touched on this with the exception of the tint. Yeah, this makes for a tremendous opportunity, right? So if you guys are looking for that, and this one falls within your criteria list, absolutely check these guys out. Okay. All right, our next one is very exciting to me because it's coming from the house, right? It's coming from Lexus. You know, another exterior of that ultra white, which is always just absolutely beautiful, right? I mean, this one's looking extremely presentable from the dealership. Looks like they've done their homework to get this one all prepped up and ready before they shot photos. Guys, we got another performance package, right? Which, man, I'll tell you what, you know, for the longest, I have been just 100% married. I mean, married to the glass top. And I'm a tremendous advocate of it. But I tell you what, guys, I am really starting to come around and see that, you know what, you might lose a little bit of light in that cabin, but wow, you get the retractable spoiler, you get the carbon fiber top, which I won't lie, once you lower this vehicle, it becomes an option that everybody sees, right? You know, sometimes my qualm with these carbon fiber tops is that, you know what, man, unless you walk right up on it, you just don't see that it's a carbon fiber top, which, let's face it, right? I mean, the little bit of reduced weight that we get from that carbon fiber top is not the reason why you get a performance package, right? It's because, you know, the carbon fibers tops have always been, you know, kind of very much a sports exotic type, you know, attribute or feature, right? So to have that on this vehicle just further insinuates that exoticness of the vehicle. So yeah, I mean, I'm starting to really love these, right? This one's coming from Lexus of Sarasota. So you guys already know I'm going to get into my very, you know, popular rant about, you know, the L certification and the value and benefits to that. We've got some tint on this guy. I don't see anything done to this, right? We got the Rioja red sports seats, obviously, that come with the performance package. Love the Alcantara on here. Love the carbon fiber seals. My gosh, you know, for those of you who are like, man, I love these carbon fiber seals too. I'm starting to see a few folks offer these aftermarket. Now, I don't have any experience with the aftermarket ones, but what I can tell you is that if you're looking for the OEM ones, man, I really wish we could somehow figure out how to, you know, purchase these from the dealer, because they're just not that expensive if you build a car, you know, bespoke. But if you try to pick up some used ones aftermarket off of eBay or from an accident or something like that, guys, you're going to look to spend about $2,000 for the left and right side. Installation shouldn't set you back anything, because these are pretty much just pop in, pop out. But just letting you know that, you know, these performance packages have some tremendous value built into them, and they got some exclusivity that unless you're ready to come up with some coin, you're just not going to see these carbon fiber scuffs in everybody's LC500, right? Yeah, so this one's looking good, family. There's the beautiful black back seats, rather. Carbon's looking good. That one look like it's got, okay. Again, so hard to tell if these have Apple CarPlay, but you know, this looks really clean. You know, I love to see that. Okay, let's look at the deets on this guy real quick, right? So a 2018, right? got the candy cane setup on this one. 59,000 miles, so less miles on this one. And if you want to be honest and you give 10,000 mile per year, this one's like right under, you know, your quote unquote average mileage per year for a vehicle. Okay. Let's look at the rest of the deets here to kind of evaluate that price point that we're looking at. 0 accidents, 2 previous owners. I mean, look, this thing's kind of got the best of all worlds for me, right? I mean, I love that candy cane setup. I love that we've got 0 accidents, only 2 previous owners on this one. I love that it's L certified. And then I love that we're already talking about a $59,448 price tag on this bad boy, right? You know, it's been at the dealer for just a few days. Already went down by $550, which tells me that, guys, we could, at the very least, I feel like we probably can get a 5.8 on the final negotiated number on this thing. But let's talk a little bit about the additional value that we're going to get from that L certification, right? So let me drop it back over here. So family, this one's got 60,000 miles almost, right? So more than likely, family, you know, they have probably done the 60,000 mile prep on this one, or maintenance, I'm sorry. If they haven't, family, I think there's an opportunity for you to encourage them to go ahead and do that as a part of the sale, right? Instead of playing with trying to get $400 off of this thing, just go in there, and once you get the certification sheet from them, right? I hate to keep promoting my videos, but if you're looking to get a L certified vehicle and you haven't looked at my L certified video, please, you're going to save yourself lots of money and negotiating opportunities if you watch that video, and make sure you'll also understand a bit more about what I'm referring to when I talk about the certification inspection sheet, right? On that sheet, it's going to tell you everything Lexus did to get this certified ready, okay? If they did not do the 60,000 mile service, right, absolutely negotiate with them to get that done, okay? You know, that's a well over $1,000 worth of a service on that one, and that'll go a long ways for you as just making sure you got a safe, reliable vehicle to drive, okay? Now, with that being said, family, we've got 20,000 miles or 2 years worth of maintenance that's going to be covered on this thing. So it's going to take it up to roughly 70,000. No major maintenance intervals between 60 and 70. I'm sorry, guys, 80. Sorry. Between 60 and 80,000 miles. Okay. So you're probably looking at, you know, roughly about, you know, traditionally it's going to be just your oil change and stuff like that, family. So again, I'm going to be very conservative on my pricing, right? But I'm going to say roughly about $250 per service interval. So you got about $1,000. But I still think, man, we got to acknowledge that we've got $1,000 worth of value that's, you know, wrapped up in maintenances that we're not going to have to worry about for the next, you know, 2 years rather. Okay. So definitely, you know, take that in consideration. That drops this price down to about $58,448. Okay. Now, the other piece of this is that, listen, you're also going to get 2 years worth of extended warranty. This is a 2018. It absolutely has ran out of its warranty period, but you're going to get the peace of mind when you're picking up a 60,000 mile vehicle that I'm praying you're going to have the 60,000 mile service already done on it. Lexus, you save yourself a couple $100 because you don't have to take it to Lexus to get them to inspect it, right? And now you've got $1,000 worth of maintenance stuff you're not going to have to pay for. And if we're being conservative, which I would say I'm going to have to revisit the values that I'm putting on the extended warranties, because warranties are driven by a few different things, right? Warranties are driven by the price of the vehicle, and they also driven by metrics that look at how likely are people willing to sell new cars and repurchase. Right now, when you got these high interest rates, guys, folks are kind of holding on to their cars. Then that rotation is not happening as much. As a result, right, insurance companies, or I would say the additional insurance coverage, right, man, they take that into consideration and they raise prices. Okay. But I'm not gonna, you know, move forward on that right now. I'm going to research that. And then once I can validate it, I'll come back and change it. But at the very least, guys, on a conservative number, you've got $2,000 worth of extended warranty, right? Whether you call it peace of mind, or whether something happens on this vehicle, an oil leak, a door actuator stops opening, a window jams. None of these things, you know, traditionally happen to the LC500, but you've got that peace of mind that anything you might find over the next 2 years, 20,000 miles of your interaction in this vehicle is going to be covered by the dealership. Okay. And so guys, that takes another, in total, $3,000 off this vehicle. So in fact, you can almost look like you're getting this car for $56,448. Okay. Last little piece I'm going to say on this is that make sure you look on that sheet and take a look at your brakes. Make sure you see how much of the brakes are left. Also take a look at the tires and see how they've rated the tires, and then you inspect the tires. Don't feel just for the outside rib. I want you to also go take your hand all the way from left to right, paying special attention to the center of the tire to understand how much wear you have or how much life you have left on these tires. Okay. All of those are going to give you some negotiating opportunities. For a little bit more information on that, definitely check out the video for the L certification. Okay. But family, hands down, I mean, I really like that other one that we just walked through, because let's face it, it's roughly about, you know, if you don't take into consideration all of the value that we've got in this car, it's about a $7,000 difference, right? If you take into consideration the stuff, it's about a $4,000 difference. But this one, you know, there's something about just having that peace of mind. And I won't lie, this candy cane color is killing me. I love that. So if you're looking for a really affordably priced vehicle, you also want to get something that's got that peace of mind L certification attached to it, guys, then definitely check our friends out here in Sarasota, Florida. I don't think you're going to be disappointed with this one. All right. And then last but not least, family, we got another tremendous opportunity right here. I love this one because I know a lot of us are absolutely drawn to this color, right? The beautiful infrared exterior. Guys, this one's got that Maxton design kit on it, which I think is always tasteful, right? They offer two styles of front lips, right? This is the style 1, which is basically like the style 2, except it's got these little indentions or these little teeth right here, if you can see it, right? But I really like this kit on this car. Number one, it's ABS, right? So you're not going to have to worry about scratches, cracks, carbon fiber, you know, all over the place. As much as I love carbon fiber, I'm just saying that when you, depending on the materials you purchase for your kit, you're going to have to take some extra consideration into how you drive and where you drive this vehicle. What I love about this Maxton's one is that it's affordable, which doesn't really matter for you since you're already purchasing this with it already done. But it's affordable, but it's also user friendly, right? You know what I'm saying? If you got a driveway you got to get into, or if you getting in something and you accidentally scratch it, it's going to scratch the bottom of this. You'll be able to sand that out, clear coat it, and you're back on the street, right? If you did that with a carbon fiber, right, then guess what? You're hundreds of dollars into carbon fiber repair and all that good stuff. Okay. So I do like this kit right here. I'm looking at a couple aftermarket mods that they've also done on the car. Obviously we got tinted windows here. If you look down here, family, we've got the, I don't know if that's carbon fiber. It's kind of hard to tell from here. Let's see if we can get a close up. Still hard to tell, but it could just be vinyl, because what I'm noticing, right, is that they've also vinyl wrapped this, the entire grill. You also get an extra better look at those teeth, right, for this right here. Yeah, I mean, I think this is a tremendously tasteful mod. You know, it's one of those aftermarket pieces that a lot of folks do. And while this one, I don't think it presents the best because they've got the lights on it, what I love about this one in natural light is that it makes this grill look darker. So it doesn't make it look gloss black, but because that grill is kind of gray, right now it's showing kind of shiny and chrome, but it's not, right? It's a gray. When you're out in natural light, it makes, because this surround is done in black, it makes this entire grill just look that much more mean and aggressive. Absolutely love that. Looks like too, we've done something to the mirror caps right there, potentially. Looks carbon fiber, guys, from here. Don't quote me on that one, but it's either carbon fiber or vinyl, and here's why I'm leaning in that direction. Number one, you guys know we got a chrome strip that goes right here underneath the LED turn signal on this vehicle. The fact that that's been blacked out helps me to understand that somebody's grabbed some vinyl on this one, okay? Which also means that more than likely those, and I can tell right here, not more than likely, let me go to the back here so you guys can see it. Okay, so we've got the katana blades, right? So these are the top little strip that goes across that. That's also been wrapped okay, which again is very tasteful. And I think it doesn't matter what color it is. I think the fact that you have that combo, it just creates this silhouette right here. Love that. And man, does it make it stand out, right? Okay, tinted windows we already talked about. This one obviously looks to be the sports package. Don't see a retractable spoiler on that one. Doesn't look like they've done anything to the back here, with the exception of we got the little splitters on the back. I don't see the rear. Yeah, there is. It looks like that's the rear diffuser for the Maxton kit. It's a very subtle when you're looking at it, but when you see it in person, it gives just enough like oomph to where you can tell a difference, right? Very, very nicely done. Nice build here. I think, whether you're conservative or whether you're looking to start a build, I think this is a tremendous starting place for you, right? Tires look very good. Wheels look very good. Here's that gorgeous toasted caramel interior, right? Again, we know that this is not a performance package. Obviously, the retractable spoiler, but also, too, we don't see the carbon fiber right here. Yeah, I mean, look how nicely all of the leathers and materials look on the interior of this. Let's hope that we've got the car seats in the back. If we don't, guys, this is a Lexus certified vehicle, so I would definitely negotiate that and get that pull. Love it when I see everything super clean, not a lot of scratches here, right? It just means that the folks who've actually owned the vehicle, they drove it like it was unique and special, right? 45,000 miles on this one is definitely not a bad, there's the car seats, I mean the floor mats. Yeah, definitely a great number to find on the mileage, right? Let's take a look at the deets then on this one. 2018, right? I'm going to go ahead and call out this $64,999 because, guys, there's some opportunity for us to do some tremendous negotiating on this one, which is why I've got it in front of you, right? 45,000 miles on this one, very much underneath, if you give 10,000 miles, this is about 15,000 miles underneath average. But I think for most of the community here, 45,000 is absolutely something that you would be looking to consider in this price point, especially when we get to the number that we're about to talk about for 2018, okay? What else we got on this one? So let's talk a little bit, right? We've got one accident reported on this one, 2 previous owners, right? I know we don't always like to see that accident reported, okay? But I think, again, this is going to help us in the discussions around the cost, which is what we're about to get into. The other thing I want to say, too, is absolutely take a look at your Carfax on this one. I bet you anything this was a minor impact. But the other thing I like about it, too, though, is that I like that Lexus has already looked it over themselves, and there was enough. Well, the car is presenting in a manner to where they will get behind it and certify it, right? That says something to me, right? And I hope it says something to you too if you're looking at this opportunity, okay? All right, so $64,999, calling it a fair deal from the algorithm from Car Gurus, and I think it's a fair deal too, which is why I started looking at the numbers here and was like, wait a minute, the price seems to be a little inflated. I think so Lexus, let me just get out of the gate, right? Number one, Lexus put this on the market earlier in April at $62,999, right? Then they dropped it to $61,999. And then, I don't know if it's taxes, I don't know if it's summer, I don't know what it is, but then they said, hey, listen, let's increase the price by $2,000, okay? Now, I'm not in love with this deal at $64,999. I think, I think it's still, especially since it was at one point $61,998. Now at $61,998, yeah, I'm loving that, right? I think that's the number that we need to get back to, right? Which, interestingly enough, is $3,000 off of what we're currently looking at right now. So I got this in front of you guys, not to say that it's going to be the easiest negotiation possible. But with that being said, family, sometimes we're going into these dealers and we're negotiating, and guess what? We don't really know where the bottom is, right? I feel like we've got a little bit of insight into where the bottom is on this vehicle. And in my mind state, if you guys were going to offer this vehicle and let it go for $61,998 in April, then I really don't see why you wouldn't let it go for that price today. Okay, so definitely definitely want to put, you know what I'm saying, your best face forward, and you definitely want to make sure you go in and create an opportunity that is very advantageous to the dealership. But I think where you want to be at on this one is $61,998. And then let's also talk about some of the other value that you'll be getting for that price, right? So we have this one, you're absolutely going to get that 60,000 mile coverage, right? Because this is going to be covered up until 65,000. So that's an easy $1,500 on that one. You throw in the $250 for the other ones and you got yourself an easy $2,000 worth of maintenance and services that you're not going to have to come out of pocket for, right? And then of course you got the $2,000 for the extended warranty that you're going to get on this one. Again, peace of mind or coverage that, you know what, you might end up using in the next 2 years. Who knows? When you look at it that way, if we can get this back down to $61,998, you take that $4,000 worth of value that's very present in this vehicle, guys, now you're talking about a $58,000 vehicle. When you do that math, and then you think about this tasteful kit, which has got at least $1,000 in that, right? Whether you install this one or paid somebody install it, right? Then you got all the vinyl stuff done on this one and the tint. I'm just going to be conservative, right? And say you got at least another $2,000 worth of tasteful mods on this car, okay? The other thing I want to call out is that you definitely want to look and see if this one's got any PPF or ceramic wrap or something like that, because I'm also getting those darker vibes back here on the back quarter panel out of the light. And I don't know, I mean, I don't know if it's just me, but it feels like when we've got something that's ceramic coated, or not ceramic coated, but vinyl wrapped, it feels like it darkens just ever so slightly, right, from certain angles. So again, can't promise you that, but if you've got that protection in this already, then guys, that's just value on top of value on top of value. Either way, I think we've got a tremendous opportunity here for the person that's willing to put in some time, right? Inspect this vehicle and be diplomatic, but be aggressive on the negotiations for this vehicle. Okay? Fam, that is our episode for the week. I will have all the details of what we discussed tonight in the comments. You guys have a beautiful weekend. Godspeed.